You think you're in control of who you are, right? Your thoughts, your choices, your personality. But what if I told you that a huge part of who you are is a complete mystery, even to you? Because beneath every decision you make, there are subconscious patterns silently controlling the way you think, react, feel, and see yourself. Patterns you didn't consciously choose. And the strangest part? Most people go their entire lives without ever noticing them. These psychology facts are not just interesting. They quietly explain why you think the way you do, why you repeat the same behaviors, and why the version of yourself you believe is real may actually be subconscious conditioning. And once you see these patterns, you can't fully unsee them. Fact 1. Your brain protects identity more than truth. Most people assume the brain wants truth, but psychologically, your brain often wants consistency more. Once your mind forms an identity, it begins filtering reality to protect it. If you secretly believe you're awkward, your brain highlights embarrassing moments while ignoring confident ones. If you believe people eventually leave, you become hyper-aware of distance, silence, and rejection. If you believe you're not enough, your mind quietly searches for evidence to confirm it. Not because those beliefs are objectively true, but because the brain feels safer when reality matches identity. Even painful identities can become psychologically comfortable, and this is why people defend versions of themselves that hurt them. Because changing behavior is one thing, but changing identity? That feels threatening to the subconscious mind. Your brain would often rather protect a familiar self-image than accept a truth that forces transformation. Fact 2. Repetition quietly becomes personality. Most personalities are not formed overnight. They are built through repeated patterns the subconscious mind learns to automate. If you repeatedly avoid difficult situations, your brain starts associating avoidance with safety. If you constantly overthink before acting, your mind begins treating anxiety like protection. If you repeatedly escape discomfort through scrolling, stimulation, or distraction, silence itself starts feeling uncomfortable. And after enough repetition, these behaviors stop feeling like habits. They start feeling like who you are. That's why people say things like, "This is just my personality." But many times, their personality is simply conditioning repeated long enough to feel natural. A repeated thought becomes a belief. A repeated belief shapes behavior. Repeated behavior becomes identity. And eventually, you mistake subconscious programming for your true self. Fact 3. Your brain edits reality constantly. Right now, your brain is filtering reality more than you realize. You are not experiencing life objectively. You are experiencing a psychological interpretation created by memory, emotion, expectation, and fear. Two people can experience the exact same moment and walk away with completely different emotional realities because the brain does not simply record the world. It predicts it. Someone rejected in the past may perceive rejection where it does not exist. Someone betrayed before may struggle to trust neutral behavior. Someone deeply insecure may hear judgment in ordinary conversations. And the frightening part is, these interpretations feel real because the subconscious mind projects old emotional patterns onto present experiences automatically. You think you're seeing reality clearly, but often you're seeing reality through emotional residue from the past. Fact 4. The mind fears uncertainty more than pain. One of the most uncomfortable truths about psychology is that the brain often prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar possibility because uncertainty feels dangerous to the subconscious mind, even when the familiar pattern is hurting you. That's why people remain trapped in toxic relationships, why they repeat destructive habits, why they sabotage opportunities that could genuinely change their lives. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because suffering becomes predictable, and predictability feels psychologically safe. Your nervous system evolved to survive uncertainty, so when life becomes unfamiliar, the subconscious mind interprets it as danger. That's why change feels emotionally uncomfortable, not because it's wrong, but because your brain is trying to pull you back toward familiarity, even if familiarity is slowly destroying you. And the longer the mind stays attached to familiar patterns, the more automatic those patterns become. Fact 5. Most thoughts are recycled patterns. Most people believe they are consciously thinking all day, but much of daily thinking is repetitive. The same fears, the same assumptions, the same emotional loops replaying again and again. And the more often a thought repeats, the more believable it feels. That's how subconscious narratives are created. If your mind repeatedly says, "I'm behind," "I'll never change," "People don't really care," "I'm not enough," eventually those thoughts stop feeling like mental patterns. They start feeling like reality itself. Not because they're objectively true, but because repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity creates perceived truth, which means negative thinking can quietly become subconscious identity without you realizing it. Many people are not trapped by reality itself. They are trapped by thought patterns repeated so many times. The subconscious mind accepts them as fact. But thoughts alone are not what shape people most deeply. Emotion does. Fact, people remember emotions more than words. Most people forget exact conversations, but they rarely forget how someone made them feel, because emotional memory shapes the subconscious mind far more deeply than logic. One humiliating moment can shape confidence for years. One painful rejection can quietly alter future relationships. One emotionally intense experience can completely change how someone sees themselves. And the strange part is, many emotional memories continue influencing behavior long after the original moment is gone. That's why certain songs, places, or smells suddenly trigger emotions you thought disappeared. The subconscious mind stores emotional meaning deeply, which means some of your current reactions may not actually belong to the present moment at all. They may be emotional echoes from the past. And because the brain associates familiarity with safety, people often unconsciously recreate emotional patterns they already know, even painful ones. Fact 7. Your environment shapes you silently. One of the most underestimated psychological forces in your life is your environment. Because environments shape behavior silently. The people around you, the content you consume, the noise you normalize, the conversations you hear daily, the level of distraction surrounding your mind. All of it programs your subconscious over time. A distracted environment weakens attention. A negative environment normalizes negativity. An overstimulated environment makes silence feel unbearable. And eventually, your surroundings stop influencing behavior temporarily. They begin shaping identity itself. Humans absorb emotional and psychological patterns from their environment constantly, which means some parts of who you are may simply be adaptations to what repeatedly surrounds you. Fact 8. You are less fixed than you think. If repetition can create identity, then new repetition can reshape it. If the mind can learn fear, it can learn safety too. If the subconscious can automate self-destruction, it can also automate growth. You are not permanently trapped inside your current patterns. Most of what feels permanent about you was built slowly through unconscious conditioning, and conditioning can change. The moment you become aware of the hidden systems shaping your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, you stop being completely controlled by them. And maybe that's the most important realization of all. The real you was never the programming. The real you is the awareness finally noticing it. If this video helped you to see things differently, then don't forget, hit like and subscribe.